Come along with me for another awesome Rocky Mountain River Rock hunt. Today we're looking for a very particular type of rock that, at least for me, it's actually easiest to find when the sun is out. This is when the river really starts to come up, and this will all be underwater here shortly. So I figured this might be the last day I could do this particular video. So we're gonna go for it. Yeah, I don't see any easier way across, so we'll just get wet. Woo, that actually feels really good. It's hot today. It's about 75 degrees or so, which is plenty warm for rock hunting weather. Yep, this is what makes it fun. I guess I could have tried my luck on all those logs, but I'm always afraid of logs. I'd rather get wet. Anyway, stick with me and I'll fill you in on what we're gonna do. Yeah. You remember last time I was here at this spot. Here's a nice banded amphibolite of some kind. And I was telling you guys about the quartz coming from granite pegmatites. And in those same granite pegmatites, of course, there are feldspar crystals. And in particular, what we're looking for is a variety called graphic granite. And that's a feldspar with a particular intergrowth of crystals. It's a single feldspar crystal laced with quartz. You may have seen this rock before if you've watched my longer video on graphic granite, but I just wanted to insert this in here to show you guys the classic structure that we're looking for. You can see on the outside it's kind of a blotchy, almost a lattice-like pattern. Then when you cut and polish it, of course, it becomes much more vivid. And they're really attractive, and they can be a gemstone. A lot of ours actually have a very nice sheen to them. I think I see one over there already. But the way I spot these is the reflection, because the whole rock, even though it's rounded in a nice river cobble, it'll still reflect the sunlight, almost like a mirror. You'll see I'm dressed for the sun. I usually don't do well in the sun, so I cover up. I've got my trusty hoodie on that the sleeves are real stretchy so I can keep my hands covered, because I really can't wear gloves because I need my hands free to operate my phone so that I can record. It's a beautiful day. Try not to stay here too long so I don't turn into a lobster, as we say. But I do want to show you guys this technique. If you watched my earlier video on graphic granite, I kind of described the technique. Well, here we're gonna put it into practice. Okay, there's one barely visible. It's quite a ways away. See if I can zoom in on it and show you where it is. First, I gotta find it. I think it's this rock. Oh, sure enough, it's got sand on it, but you can see the reflection. It's got river slime on it. Let's see if the other side shines. It's not the best. There we go. I think that's got some sheen to it. It's definitely a feldspar crystal. Oh yeah, it reflects. It's very dirty though. Yeah, she's a slimy one. Yeah, it's definitely got some sheen going on. I don't know how much of that's showing in the video. Yeah, that's got a nice twinning pattern to it and kind of a unique color. I think I'll keep this one because it is on both sides. That side's dirty though. See, there's one crystal, and then right next to it the other. Feldspar very commonly has twinning, sometimes multiple twinning, one right next to the other, and it's really cool when you find them like that. Okay, I just saw another glint. You got to kind of look for what's around it for landmarks, because sometimes they're not that big. It's that shine right there. Can you guys see it? Sorry for the shaking, I'm zoomed way in. There it is. Okay, I see it right there. Some of these are not that exotic, but if you have a lot of them together, like along a pathway in your yard or something, and they just catch the sunlight, they all kind of shine at once, and it's really nice. And I couldn't help but notice this beautiful piece of quartz. I'm not sure if I'll take it or not. It's very white though, as opposed to the normal yellow that you see. Look how the light goes right into it. That's a nice solid piece too. Spray bottle's not gonna do it. Take it over and wash it off. It's kind of just a milky quartz. That's probably why I haven't picked it up yet. But as far as quartzes go, it is a nice piece. It's got a little bit of the growth lines in there. Yeah, if I really needed more quartz, I'd probably take it, but I think I'll leave the joy for someone else. Not sure if you can see it. It's almost over by the water. There's a huge glint I'm seeing. I think it's right about in the center right now. I'm gonna try to keep it in focus as I walk over there. It's a ways away. Boy, it's a bright glint though, so hopefully that's... Oh, now I lost it. There it is. And we're honing in. You can see it's actually a twinned crystal. Usually when half of it reflects like that, it's because it's actually a twinned feldspar crystal, and along some other plane the other half should reflect. Yeah, that's a nice pink. I don't really see the classic graphic granite pattern in anything we found today so far. That's what I'm really hoping for. We'll bring this over just because it is kind of big. Trying to get a close-up of the pattern. Of course, we find a lot of smaller ones. Small ones are much more common. There's a nice bright glint right there. Otherwise, see, you would never see that rock. There's nothing really interesting about it, other than its reflection. I think it only has it on one side, so we'll leave him. Another thing to remember, and I'll point that out while I'm thinking of it, is you're only going to see the ones that are lined up with where the sun is right now in the sky. So if you come here at a different time of day, it's like starting completely over, if that makes sense, because the reflections will be going off of different rocks. All right, here's one that is not graphic granite, but it's a pretty red granite. Looks like with some larger phenocrysts. That's what caught my eye, with the reflections of those phenocrysts. It's solid though. No cracks really. See what it looks like wet. Oh yeah. That might almost be a keeper just because of the color and the pattern. It's kind of unique for this area. Might be real common in other places. Oh, look at that one. There's a big phenocryst of something really light. Almost looks like a different mineral than the others. Let's take it over to the water. I'm not really finding as much graphic granite as I thought I would. I figure, again though, you know, you have to be looking at the exact right angle to catch those reflections. I'll bring it over to the pile. Might not take it, but definitely want to have the choice to later. And if I leave it here, you guys saw what happened in my last video. I left some rocks at the water's edge and they're gone forever. Pretty little piece here of muscovite mica in granite pegmatite. It's mostly just the big mica. A couple of crystals there. Yeah, I think we'll keep that one. This is just another one of those I call a splash of color. I spotted this one here, and it's almost a mica schist, except if you notice first of all, the rock is very hard. I have about maybe 5 or 6 of these, and they're all big and they're all very solid. It's like, it's not a crumbly material. I mean, I know it's mica by the look of it, but somehow it's a lot denser. You could see large phenocrysts in a matrix of finer mica, as opposed to usually when you find mica schist, it's just an even layered schist, you know, where it's just mica flakes all lined up with each other. But in this, they have a crystalline structure. Yeah, I need to come down here and do the sand experiment. This sand looks very promising as far as having different minerals in it. Yeah, see there you can see the darker background with these large, what appear to be muscovite phenocrysts. So we were talking about that rock that I think is some kind of mica schist, but it's much harder. These are a few of the ones I have. They're big, very rounded. They have no layered structure at all. Here's one that I polished. Here's another one here. Let's take this over in the sunlight. The polish is really nice and maintains those reflections. Again, please let me know your thoughts in the comments. It almost has a look like blue pearl in the granite countertop industry. Here I've sprayed it on the polished surface to highlight the structure. Comments, thoughts, suggestions? Here we're looking across the grain. Very solid piece too. Yeah, we'll definitely bring this over. We're finding some stuff today. I was hoping to hit the jackpot of graphic granite. I've really only found a few pieces, and probably only 1 or 2 of which I want to keep. But I'm finding some other stuff, so this is a good time. It's always a good time, even when you don't find anything. It's good to be out. Spring has sprung, as you can see. Thought I'd show you guys an interesting river dynamic here. So of course we all know that rivers drop in elevation as they move away from the mountains, right? But we always think it's kind of imperceptible. But right here at the far end of the gravel bar, the river is high enough that you see water is flowing right here. It's just now making its way over. See, the river's rising even as I'm here. But can you see the little slope? You can see with the shadows how high this little trickle is above the main river, just in this short distance. So very interesting. It's actually quite measurable, and that's why there's big rocks here still, because the river is still has quite a slope to it. But the reason I stopped here is because of this little guy. Caught my eye because of how bright those veins are. It's an amphibolite. Just kind of unique how the contrast that it has. Oh wow. That might be a keeper just because it's an interesting pattern, and it's got that vein going through it. One of the rocks fairly common around here with the veins, but it's not very spectacular. So I'm gonna definitely leave it so I'd show you. Still haven't figured out what these are. Some kind of a it's a very hard rock. That's all I can tell you. But sometimes the veins are spectacular. I think it was the first episode where I came down here and I found that really big, nice one with lots of lightning veins all through it. Probably a jasper. That would be my most accurate guess that I could offer. If anyone knows the geology of the Cache la Poudre Canyon and the rocks in the river and no different, please let me know. Possibility. Again, my eyes aren't very good, but this might be a keeper. Let's take it over and wash it off. It's got those nice green veins going through it. Again, this is another variety that is common enough that if they're not really spectacular, I leave them. But I do want to show you, it's the granite with the what appear to be epidote veins going through it. There has been some major metamorphism in this canyon because there are rocks with every kind and color of vein you can imagine. Purple, black, red, quartz, various shades of the greens. I have a rock at home I should show you guys. Maybe I'll do a show and tell video about it, where the one rock has all the different veins in it. It's got orange, it's got white, it's got green, and I'd love to know more about the geology. That's part of why I post this stuff. I've connected with several of you. You are amazing, those of you who have talked back and forth with me. I really appreciate it, because I learn a lot through you guys. We're going to leave that rock and let somebody else have the joy. There it is if you want to come down here and get it. This cobble here seems to really have more of a graphic granite pattern. Hope you can appreciate the reflection. But it's really cracked. So I'm going to leave it for somebody else. But if somebody's into lapidary, believe it or not, a piece like this might have a nice sheen to it. You really don't know until you get it wet and start polishing it, really. And this is another piece I have at home. You saw we are looking for this kind of a pattern in the rock. If you look at it in the shade, honestly, you would never pick that up. It really, at least to me, it's nothing that would make me want to jump and say, wow, look at that. But if you can catch the reflection, again, this is the natural side. So you catch that reflection, then when it's polished, look at the sheen. It's just spectacular. So that's why I think this would be a favorite for people who do lapidary. Maybe not cabochons. I think it might be kind of fragile for something that small. But as in this case, for a paperweight or something along those lines, it works just fine. Just look for a piece without cracks. I guess I could get it wet for you guys, since water is suddenly more abundant. Ooh, look at that rock. I was just mentioning about the veins. This one's kind of cracked, but look at the fault lines. So you have the green veins, obviously, like we see commonly. But in this case, the vein is kind of wide and it's filled with shattered pieces. Trevor has left many comments that have helped me out I'm still trying to learn granodiorite and diorite. I often get them confused. This probably is granodiorite, or is it still too dark? Would this be a diorite? It's got beautiful reflective, either hornblende or some kind of mafic mineral. Nice looking piece. I might actually keep this one, just because it's a good example of this variety of rock. Let's see what it looks like wet. Oh no, no, that is kind of flashy. On our way back over to the Think About It pile, came across an old favorite of mine. These are those mafic amphibolites, but it also has the kind of a more vivid green pyroxene mineral along with the hornblende. That's what appears to be hornblende, the real glittery, hard black mineral. It's a pretty nice piece. I'll bring it over there. I likely won't take it because I do have a lot of them. We rockhounds are like squirrels. We leave way more than we can ever take and use. So hopefully a new rockhound will come along and spring up as a result of this pile. I was out walking earlier with my wife and we looked over here and saw that we could still get across. Oh, we have visitors. The ducks. Anyway, we'll wrap it up here. I'm going to see what I can take home, or should take home. Probably leave some for the next guy. And here we go, back across. Yeah, I think it's come up maybe a few inches anyway. It really feels good though. I'm hot. Oh yeah, isn't that nice? When you guys are crossing rivers, I would recommend not walking across those log jams, because if you were to fall through and get stuck or something, that's a lot worse than getting wet. Don't be afraid to get wet, as long as the water's not deep. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate you guys. Again, I look forward especially to your comments. Let me know what your favorites are, and by all means like and share. That really helps us. And if you haven't done so, subscribe so you don't miss out on anything.